I brought Evolution back to the WWE for a year to see if they could still dominate like they did back in 2004. Also, I gave them every single title on the Raw brand just so they can get booked because this game is kind of ass when it comes to booking, but I digress. Let's get into it. So our first show is WrestleMania Backlash. We only got one match this show, and it's of course involving the World Heavyweight Champion, the Game, Triple H, with the entire Evolution team behind him as he defends his championship against the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. And despite having 3 doofuses in his corner, he somehow loses. Triple H gets a little too confident and flexes, "I'm the Game," and he gets punished for it, getting hit with a crossroads immediately. Cody Rhodes finishes his story and becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. And Triple H is on the outside crying because he lost his title in the first match. So, what will he do now? The next pay-per-view we go to is Hell in a Cell. And since this is Triple H's specialty match, you'd think that he'd be in a Hell in a Cell. Except you're wrong, because he's not even booked for a match. It's starting with Randy Orton and Dave Bautista defending the Undisputed Tag Titles against Cactus Jack and John Cena. I know, the dream team, if I've ever seen one myself. So at the end of the match, Triple H actually distracts Cactus Jack, so Batista goes from behind him and gets him in a roll-up. Cactus's foot is on the rope, and John Cena's like, yeah, alright, the ref will break it up. But no, the ref counts to 3 with Cactus's foot on the rope, and Evolution retain their championships. The referee, are you blind or something? Like, it's so obvious. But Evolution retain, and Cactus and Cena are probably going to be pissed off and complain somewhere. However, the main event is a Hell in a Cell. It's just not involving Triple H. Instead, Ric Flair, who's 80,000 years old, is defending the Intercontinental Championship against Bobby Lashley and Logan Paul. And of course, it's Ric Flair, so he has to wrestle in a bloody-ass match like this in 2024. All 3 guys go to the top of the cell and fight on top of it. Logan Paul then drives Bobby Lashley through the top of the cell. Logan Paul follows him and goes for the cover. Ric Flair is dazed on the outside like he's intoxicated or something. And Logan Paul and Bobby Lashley get in the ring. Bobby Lashley locks on the Hurt Lock and Ric Flair can't break it up in time. So Bobby Lashley wins the Intercontinental Championship. Another Evolution member losing their title already. This is not a good sign. So at Money in the Bank, it's a rematch for the Intercontinental title. Ric Flair, decked out in his Ric Flair's last match gear, 80,000 years old and all, takes on the almighty Bobby Lashley. And it goes as well as you expect for Flair. He gets put in a Hurt Lock and is made to tap out, and Bobby Lashley feels bad because he just beat an 80-year-old man's ass. But at least he retained, so it's all that matters to him in the grand scheme of things. But it's time for the main event, a Money in the Bank ladder match. The winner gets a briefcase, we all know. However, there is one caveat to this. Triple H somehow wiggles his way into this match. I don't know how, I guess his booking power took over once again, and Triple H put himself in the match. Unfortunately for Triple H, he doesn't win it. Drew McIntyre ends up winning the entire thing. And Triple H is once again sad that he can't get back his precious World Championship. Will that change though? So we arrive at SummerSlam, where we got 2 rematches. Our first rematch is for the Undisputed Tag Titles. Evolution, Dave Bautista and Randy Orton take on the team of Cactus Jack and the Rated R superstar the fuck do I call him? Fuck you. Edge. I guess John Cena had to go back to Hollywood for Peacemaker Season 2, so he couldn't be here. But hey, at least Edge is here. It's an Extreme Rules tag team match, so there's no rope break, so Cactus can't complain about getting screwed. And somehow Cactus pulls it off. He hits the most disgusting pile driver I've ever seen with the breaking Batista's neck in 2. Randy Orton is dazed, but even if he wasn't, Edge is just right there protecting Cactus to get the pin. Cactus Jack and Edge become the new Undisputed Tag Titles, and it seems like Evolution is crumbling, and we're not even halfway through yet. The main event is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H, getting his rematch finally, challenges Cody Rhodes for the World Heavyweight title. Triple H is on the outside of the ring, and Cody Rhodes goes to the top for a drop kick. He hits the drop kick, but Triple H just takes no damage. Cody Rhodes tries to grab Triple H, but Triple H is just deflecting him every time. Cody tries like 15 times, but Triple H is like, that's not gonna work for me, brother. After Cody Rhodes has tried for so long, Triple H then surprises him with a surprise attack and grabs him. Both guys get back in the ring. Cody Rhodes pummels Triple H and taunts with it, but Triple H pops up and hits the pedigree straight onto the sledgehammer. And Triple H is correct because he wins the World Heavyweight Championship even though Cody Rhodes just no-sells it. Triple H reclaims the World Heavyweight Championship, and it seems like Evolution is still afloat for now. Clash of the Castle, Cactus Jack and Edge defend their titles against Evolution. This time, the team of Batista and Ric Flair. Changing out some of the members to get better luck, maybe? Perhaps. So, this match, though, is an elimination tag tornado match, meaning that when someone's put through a table, they're eliminated from the match, and it only ends with both guys are put through tables. Edge gets put through a table by Batista, and it looks like it's over for good old Cactus. However, unfortunately, the stupid AI decided to go up the ramp and fight for 10 minutes, not knowing that this is a table match. So I have to, unfortunately, intervene and get these idiots back to the ring so they can put someone through a table. And what happens afterwards becomes the biggest choke job I think I've seen. Batista is looking to finish off Cactus Jack after pummeling him with him and Flair, but Cactus counters the Batista bomb and hoists him over and puts Batista through the table. So it's now one-on-one. And then Ric Flair sets a table in the corner, or was it Cactus? I don't know which one. But Cactus hits a DDT, and Ric Flair's foot went through the table, and that counted. He, like, kicked the table and breaking it. Therefore, Cactus Jack beats Ric Flair, and Cactus and Edge somehow retain their championships in the most bullcrap way imaginable. And in the main event of Clash of the Castle, Triple H is now defending the World Heavyweight Championship against LA Knight. And Triple H just proceeds to get his shovel and bury LA Knight. LA Knight gets a BFT in, but Triple H of course kicks out, and Triple H then hits a pedigree onto LA Knight, pins him for the 3. Triple H retains, and Triple H has buried another young talent. At Extreme Rules, we only have one match, I guess after the last pay-per-view. Triple H, Flair, and Batista are taking a break. So Randy Orton is now going after the Intercontinental title against Bobby Lashley. This match was actually pretty good. It was a pretty good back and forth match between these two. Randy Orton then goes for the kill. He goes for the RKO, but Bobby Lashley catches him, flips him over into a power slam, and pins him for the 3. Bobby Lashley retains the Intercontinental title in a badass counter that we would never see in real life. The next show is Survivor Series, and that means the War Games match is occurring. However, before that happens, Triple H gets Evolution together and they come up with a plan. They say, listen, our current selves is not working out too well for us, so why don't we go back to the past? And then all 4 guys revert to their younger selves. They all de-age by like 20 years. Triple H has got hair, Dave Batista's got hair, Randy Orton's got hair, and Ric Flair's got less wrinkles. So Evolution is back in their prime, ready to take on the team of the Undisputed Tag Champions Cactus Jack and Edge, former World Heavyweight Champion Cody Rhodes, and Intercontinental Champion Bobby Lashley. This is the blow-off to all of these feuds. If Evolution win, they get title shots. If they don't, then they're done. And after a hellacious War Games match between these two sides, Randy Orton hits an RKO onto Edge, Triple H hits a sidewalk slam onto Cactus Jack, and Dave Batista then hits a power slam through a table onto Lashley. Orton gets the cover and the win. Evolution win the War Games match. They're back and stronger than ever. All they had to do was just make themselves younger, and now look at them. They're riding high once again. So at day 1, Evolution are now getting their title shots once again. Batista and Ric Flair are challenging once again for the Undisputed titles to settle the score once and for all. Cactus Jack and Edge are the champions. It was just a normal tag team match this time to really see who's the best. Ric Flair somehow locks on the figure 4-8 lock. I don't know how he's still able to do that, but I digress. Batista gets in the ring, boots Edge right in the face, and Cactus taps out to the figure 4. Ric Flair and Batista have captured the tag team championships. But can they pull off the trifecta of titles? In the main event, Randy Orton, who looks 20 years younger, takes on Bobby Lashley once again. The guys put on a good match, but Randy Orton hits the DDT and a backbreaker and actually pins Bobby Lashley. Randy Orton wins the Intercontinental title. Evolution officially have every championship on the Raw brand, and all they had to do was make themselves 20 years younger. However, there is one thing that happens. All the members of Evolution that have the titles are their younger selves, except one, Triple H, who then gets ambushed by Triple H, and Triple H basically kills off Triple H and says, "I'm the world champion now." And now Evolution have fully regressed back into their 20s and 30s and are the champions of Raw. And now let's go to the Royal Rumble. Triple H has to defend the World Heavyweight Championship against the phenomenal AJ Styles. Triple H hits the spine buster and then a knee to the face to pin AJ. The King of Kings retains his World Heavyweight Championship. AJ Styles is sad, and Triple H is now going to WrestleMania as a champion. And now it's time for the Royal Rumble match. The winner goes to WrestleMania to fight Triple H. This Royal Rumble was absolutely bonkers. No joke, it was insane. We had entrants such as Adam Pearce, the Prince of All Saiyans Vegeta, the frickin' Batman, and the special counsel wise man himself, Paul Heyman, enters the Royal Rumble looking to win for the Tribal Chief, I guess. And then Rhea Ripley comes out, completely, which causes a lot of problems for the other characters in the match too. Paul Heyman loses his torso, Scott Hall loses all of his hair, Rhea Ripley is completely naked, and then Hollywood Hogan comes in, and Paul Heyman just missed Hogan right in the face. I never knew Paul Heyman could do that, but that's pretty sick. The final five in this match were John Cena, Eddie Guerrero, Paul Heyman, who still doesn't have a torso, Vince McMahon, and Omni-Man. Eddie Guerrero gets tossed out first by Cena. Omni-Man then eliminates Vince McMahon, robbing Vince of his dreams to get back at his son-in-law for taking his company away. Cena tosses out Paul Heyman. Unfortunately, he wrestled with no torso, but good showing by Paul, I'll give him credit. And then John Cena AA's Omni-Man out of the ring, eliminating him. And John Cena is going to WrestleMania to fight the Game Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. Insanity. And now we go on to the road to WrestleMania, where we have an Elimination Chamber match at Elimination Chamber. Randy Orton defending his Intercontinental title against AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Ricochet, and The Miz. The final two comes down to AJ Styles and Randy Orton. AJ's looking to get revenge on an Evolution member by winning his championship, and Randy Orton is able to finish off AJ Styles with an RKO to retain the Intercontinental Championship at Extreme Rules. But then the chamber goes up and the ring is cleared. Omni-Man comes out and just wallops the shit out of Randy Orton, completely obliterates him, and is saying that I'm gonna get a title shot at your title. Good luck, kid. So Omni-Man versus Randy Orton. How the is Randy Orton supposed to win this? He's got no chance. But there is one more match at this pay-per-view. The Undisputed Tag Team Champions are defending their titles against themselves. What? Ric Flair and Batista of Evolution are defending against Ric Flair and Batista of Evolution. So it's a battle of, it's like a mirror fight, if you will. And to the upset of everyone, Ric Flair ends up pinning Ric Flair, and the current day Batista and Flair win the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. What a weird, wacky situation, right? On the Raw before WrestleMania, the Undisputed Tag Team titles will be defended. Ric Flair and Batista defend against Ric Flair and Batista. This is seriously some weird multiverse shit, like what the hell? But the current day Flair and Batista are getting put against the old Dave Batista and Flair in an elimination tag table match. Ah yes, the kryptonite of the current day Batista Flair. Unfortunately for current day Evolution, they get their cheeks clapped and they get just walloped by the old Flair and Batista. They get put through the tables, clean sweep by old Evolution, and they reclaim their tag team titles. Going into WrestleMania, Evolution's got all the gold, but will that change? And now it's time for WrestleMania. The first match of night one. Randy Orton defends the Intercontinental Championship against Omni-Man. Omni-Man completely beats the shit out of Randy Orton. And Omni-Man looks to go for the kill, but then out of nowhere, Randy Orton hits an RKO and actually pins Omni-Man. Randy Orton pins Omni-Man to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Probably the biggest upset in the history of humanity. Freaking Omni-Man takes his first L by Randy Orton, of all people, on a wrestling show. But it's time for the main event of Night 2. Triple H defending the World Heavyweight Championship against John Cena. Evolution have basically captured every title. Can Triple H finish the job? Finish the story? In the end, Triple H is able to hit one more pedigree on a John Cena and pins him for the 3 count. Triple H retains the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, and by the end of the year, Evolution are still every champion. So there you go. Evolution came back for a year, and they dominated the same way they did back in the 2000s. Just pure domination for an entire year. Thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good day.